We're going to start off this video with some review. So I want you to think back to the last video and remember, what is work? Hopefully you remember that work is force times distance. And so we have two different ways of thinking about this in terms of the same equation, and really writing the same equation two different ways. And that is work equals force times distance. That's this W equals F times D. Or W equals F times delta X, where really delta X and D are the same thing. Okay, so we're going to do an example, and it's going to kind of highlight some of the things that might be confusing when we're talking about work. So in this example, me, Mr. Schober, I'm sitting in a chair making videos for class. You might even say I'm working. But when I say work in that situation, that doesn't really mean the same thing that we're talking about with these equations back here, as we're about to see here. So anyways, I'm sitting here, I'm making videos for class. We want to know what forces are acting on me, Mr. Schober. Hopefully you remember that gravity and normal force would be the only forces that would be relevant here. You may have been tempted to say friction, but since I'm just sitting, I'm not moving, there's not really any way that I could have friction unless I was like sort of about to fall out of my chair or something, and it doesn't say anything about that. So the next question is, did any of these forces cause me to move? So does gravity or normal force cause me to move in this question? It doesn't really sound like it. It sounds like I'm just sitting in a chair making videos for class, not moving. So if I am not moving, that means my change in position would be what? So since my change in position is 0, sorry, I'll try to make this so you can see here. Since my change in position is 0, there's no work done. Every time I move my mouse, it pops up. So sorry about that. I'll try to not do that. So no work done because there was no movement. Even though I'm really sitting up here doing work, like I said, it's not really the same thing. When we're talking about physics and I ask you to find the amount of work, we need to think about this, what force was applied over what distance.